Hello students, welcome to class. In this module, you are going to be learning the topic family traits. But first, let us look at the meaning of the following terms. Genetics. What is genetics? Genetics can be defined as a scientific study of heredity and variation in living things. The transfer of materials which lead to heredity and variation occurs during reproduction in living things. Heredity. Heredity can be defined as a branch of genetics which studies how children or offspring take after their parents. And that brings us to the family traits. What do we mean by family traits? This can be defined as the transmittable characteristics which are passed from parents to offspring or children or progeny from one generation to another. Gregor Mendel is noted as the scientist who began the study of genetics. He observed that organisms inherit traits through discrete units of inheritance called genes. And now we are going to look at some of the examples of family traits. Some of the examples of noticeable family traits include 1. Color of the skin. 2. Height, that is tallness or shortness. 3. Color of the eyes. 4. Color of the hair. 5. Intelligence. 6. Shape of the nose. 7. Blood group. And 8. Albinism. It should be noted that the transmission of traits from parents to offspring or children only cannot determine the manifestation of these traits. The environment also plays its own part, as heredity can be considered as the nature, while environment is the nurture. Now we're going to look at the meaning of dominant and recessive traits. What is a dominant trait? This can be defined as a trait that is expressed in an offspring when two individuals with contrasting traits or characteristics are crossed. Dominant traits are controlled by dominant genes. Now let's look at recessive traits. A recessive trait can be defined as those traits from parents which do not produce any effect in the presence of dominant traits. Recessive traits are controlled by recessive genes. Then we have to look at the meaning of genes. Genes are the basic unit of heredity. They determine the nature of inherited characteristics or traits. They consist of a specific sequence of DNA, which means deoxyribonucleic acid. Now let's go to the importance of family traits. Some of the importance of family traits include the following. 1. Family traits helps us to determine the intelligence of individuals. 2. Family traits can also be used to determine in particular who a child resembles in the family. 3. Family traits can also be used to determine or to detect certain diseases that run in the family, e.g., sickle cell anemia. Family traits can also be used to determine the blood group of an individual, e.g., A, B, AB, and O. And lastly, family traits can also be used to trace the family genealogy. What exactly do we mean by family genealogy? The family genealogy, also known as family tree or pedigree, are lines of generation of parents and offsprings which trace the descendants of a man and his wife. The genotype is another factor to consider in family genealogy. There are four main types of genotypes. These are AA, AS, SS, and AC. An example of family traits can be represented as shown below. A family tree shows how the descendants of a family originated. Below is the example of a family tree. Thanks for watching.